That battle was critically important, and winning it was absolutely huge. Now, the Dark Elves could have multiple more armies behind that one, but some really important things here. One, we didn't lose a single unit. Two, we defeated Lokhir, which is going to get him off our case. Unfortunately, the Sorcerers of Death escaped alive, and most of their units escaped in an actually pretty good condition. But, still it was a big win for us, a very important one. We can either take just a tiny bit of replenishment or some money. I'm just going to take the money.
I authorize their release.
And at this point, we find ourselves in a very tough position. Now, this army from the Blessed Dread could just simply re-siege us and basically pin me in the Turtle Gate without being able to replenish, which would be very, very bad. And then at Wei Jin, for all I know, they have more reinforcements. Now, we were busy recruiting here, and it did not work. Po Mei actually has some small quantity of defenders. If I abandon the Turtle Gate, though, they can just step right into the Turtle Gate. I mean, so it leaves me in a really tricky position, unfortunately. I don't have any regiments for Noun that I can pull in. So yeah, it leaves me in a very tough position here. And that position is, do I stay and try and heal and then go out? Do I go out immediately and attack them? And I feel like we have to go out immediately and shut down this remnant army. We can't let them get away and replenish quickly and come right back to threaten us. Like, I feel like that's going to be a huge problem. But we also have to be very efficient if we're going to kill these guys. We did get eyes on Wei Jin, and I do not see any more forces back there. If I auto-resolve, they're going to take away a whole bunch of my troops. This is not going to necessarily be a super easy win. Many of my troops are badly damaged, and they have a lot of troops here. But we're going to do a similar thing. I'm going to attack them, and I'm going to get set up kind of far out into the map, and we will go from there. All right, the battle is underway. It was actually a choke point battle. I've started it off by blasting away with my balloons. I'm moving some infantry in to intercept the incoming enemy infantry. My infantry is very limited, but I basically shot the Feral Manticore to open the battle, and now I'm wanting to find the enemy sorceress. I don't know where she's camped out. In fact, I can't see her at all at the moment, so I'm just going to go ahead and shoot at enemy missile units. I'm going to put one more heal here on Miao Ying, and then I'm going to transform and bring her into combat. And I'm going to use my Alchemist here to drop some pain. And we should get ourselves a pretty clean victory here. Meaning I don't think I'm going to lose any units. And we should fully destroy the remnant of this Druchii force. So there we go. Another important victory for us, and I will see you all back on the campaign map. Alright, we're going to get some more money from that too, which we will use, obviously, to defend ourselves. Replenishment is insignificant. So we're going to get about 2,000 more gold here. Let's take all of that straight to the bank. Look at this. They do have another army right back here raiding already.
What is this foolishness?
Yeah, this is going to get dicey real fast. Like, part of me wants to go to the Turtle Gate and replenish there, because I want to hold the Turtle Gate, but if we get trapped there again, we're not going to survive. We need more troops, and we need them desperately, so I'm going to move over here. I'm going to go into the recruitment, and I am going to, because I'm sitting close to the reinforcements of Po Mei, I'm going to take some of these troops. Like, I'm going to actually just get rid of the peasants because they're just too weak. This leaves me 3 unit slots. We definitely want... I'm going to actually merge all these peasants. We need more crossbows. Crossbows are critically important to our ability to damage an enemy. And, Yeah, so I'm probably going to get rid of some peasant archers to be able to pull in more infantry, but we've got to be able to field the crossbows. That'll increase the strength of our army a considerable degree. Nangao has finished upgrading, and we now have access to more buildings here, and as you all might have noticed, we need cavalry badly to help deal with enemy skirmishers. The other thing that we can unlock is some of these new units like Dragon Breath Gunners, Crane Gunners, Juggernauts. Crane Gunners would be extremely handy, as would the Juggernaut and the Grand Cannon. And then we also could get access to Nangao Riflemen. So, I mean, this is tricky because I need, like, all of these things. And we're not going to get all of them at once. So I'm kind of sitting here thinking War Tigers could be pretty good against enemy skirmishers because their AP, they're not super survivable. This is another one of the units that was added in here, but the War Tigers could be pretty handy as well. Like a combination, maybe Jade Lancers or War Tigers, or maybe just War Tigers to start with. I don't know, these Lancers have a lot of armor though, and they're pretty handy. Probably a combination. And then maybe go for the artillery, because I do have the Sky Junk for now. So I think I am going to build this corral here, and I'm going to go ahead and build the other buildings to try and get Nangao. Like, just, I want it on the move. I need it as upgraded as possible, as quickly as possible. We have our second army, you know, coming along rather nicely. Skaven could show up at literally any moment. So that is another issue we've got, and then the Druki are very much on our doorstep and very much ready to brawl, and we are not. And our replenishment's going to be kind of low on this turn in because I'm not inside a settlement. But any replenishment we get at this point is going to be handy, and then on the next turn I can do more recruiting to get our army completely fleshed back out. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end another turn here, and I'll see you all on the other side of it. We have an opportunity here to fight against an ambush. We could draw our weapons, we could easily win this fight, we'd take minimal damage. None of these units are terribly impressive. If we pay up though, we only lose a tiny bit of cargo and we're big on money, and it's going to make this tribe like us a whole lot more, which means a war we won't be fighting, hopefully. So I'm actually going to pay up. That seems like a small price to pay in order to try and keep the ogres off my butt. We have a huge threat to the Great Bastion right now. So Turtle Gate is still 2 turns away from being an effective defense. That Druki army that was raiding has moved back, at least for the moment. It's going to take me too long to replenish all these units, so I'm going to combine them. I can recruit 4 units at a time. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 crossbows, which is a considerable force. I don't know if we're going to really be able to get too many crossbows at this point. So I am going to fill up my infantry, though. We definitely need infantry to hold the line. If we can't hold the line, then our crossbows won't do any good. And Jade Warriors, I mean, while they're not good against large, they're heavily armored. They have good leadership and solid defense. They are also shielded, which makes them pretty versatile warriors for us, and that's good. That's what we need. Let's see here. Really just, like, it'd be great to defend here a little more. Jade Warrior crossbows. But, I mean, let's be honest. Our defenses may or may not provide a whole lot of help. Jade Warriors, Warriors Halberd, Jade Warrior crossbows. 3 crossbows, 1 warrior, peasant horseman. I'm just going to go for growth for now. Try and get this province built up a little because I am nearby to protect it. I am going to spend our money because we're not going to make money without spending some money. And then if I upgrade here, that's going to give me access to War Tigers, and that's going to make this army potentially a lot more flexible to have some Jade Lancers and War Tigers. Being able to clean up skirmishers is a huge deal on this difficulty level. If you can't pressure enemy skirmishers effectively, you will die. And that's what we nearly saw in that fight against the Dark Elves. I mean, like, that was an absolute scrap to save our own life, folks. Like, that was an absolute crazy scrap. I would very much like to have extra melee attack when attacking, and melee defense when defending, so I'm going to do some research on those.
The Celestial Empire
And then we are busy recruiting, but I'm going to garrison here to increase my replenishment rate and then do the recruiting. Alright, so now this army will be considerably stronger. It's also going to cost us, you know, more upkeep than we were paying previously. However, we did get some skill points that are going to be handy. Nanli and Terracotta Graveyard are the least defensible positions here. Nanli is in a whole other... No, it's not another province. This is the one that we're in over here. Doesn't appear that the Skaven are... Oh, the Skaven might have gotten hit here because it looks like Brother has taken over management at what was probably the Skaven. We need these guys to like us. And right now they don't like us for some reason. I don't know why Brother hates us. He doesn't like that what I did with the ogres, and then they consider me a strategic threat. So I think what we should do here is see how much it would cost us for a non-aggression pact. A lot. A whole lot. But we do also have a lot of money right now. Let's get Brother in our good graces. Let's propose this offer.
I suppose.
We definitely do not want him against us. So this will be good. Get a trade agreement with them. Let's look at quick deals. No one's interested in trade at the moment. That took up a considerable chunk of my money. But I really need them to not hate me. Because they're going to be a critical ally if we are to survive. I think I'm going to take this army from Nangao and maybe push out to Nanli. Nanli is going to be less defensible. Terracotta Graveyard has some defense, and then we are here. Okay, let's end this turn. See how we do. Whew! Boy, this one got spicy quick. We need to take Wei Jin, but if we want to have any proper chance of taking Wei Jin, then we're going to need to have a very strong army. And when I say strong, I mean strong. Like we're gonna need the good stuff. We're close because we have a considerable number of crossbows now, so that will help us deal with the Druki. We also have a considerable number of Jade Warriors. Our magic has grown stronger, but at this point we should expect Lokhir to basically be back and ready to fight. The Turtle Gate has been hit. They sacked the Turtle Gate. That's frustrating.
My mother would approve.
What sacked the Turtle Gate? Let's see if we can get eyes on it.
I shall claim.
Don't have a view on anything yet. What does the defense at Wei Jin look like?
You waste my time.
They have a pretty small garrison, though. That doesn't mean they have. They may still have multiple backup armies, though, to bring up against us. Let's build that.
Natural authority.
Okay. Oh boy, it is gonna get spicy. It is gonna get spicy. If we can get the Turtle Gate sealed up, though, that's gonna be a huge win.
Before the Supreme Matriarch once more.
Sure, you can have military access. Please, come help me fight. They're willing to pay me, and then this is just gonna increase my reputation with them as well by making treaties with them. Oh man, I hope the Turtle Gate gets sealed up. It's not gonna be like super strong yet, but that would at least stop chaos from just waltzing right through. Now, someone just tore it down, and they're likely to just do the same thing here on the end of this turn, like sack it all together. But I'm just hoping against hope here. It says we are going to win this battle. That makes no sense to me whatsoever, but this is one of those times when the AI is working in our favor, and we're going to take every last bit of it and laugh. So yeah, there's that. Oh boy. Alright, the Turtle Gate is now not sealed. We have to start over that whole 4-turn process, unfortunately. What kind of troops do they have here? Are there reinforcements nearby? Okay, they likely have a fair number of dark shards. We've got a few more, and like, yeah, this is not going to be easy to get into Wei Jin.
My visions predict.
However, they They don't have a legendary lord here. Now, they could show up with one, and the unfortunate thing is then we would be caught and having to fight 2 armies, and that could very well be the end of our campaign. If I just sit here and let them crank out new armies, then we have to contend with those new armies. Which, of course, will be much easier to do if I just fall back. I don't love having to do this. We picked up a Von Karstein Blade, which gives regeneration. But it does cause vampiric corruption in the local province, which kind of sucks. But it also gives frenzy. That could be really handy for Miao Ying.
Favored daughter.
We do not have a hand weapon either. And regeneration would be absolutely awesome. Gives her extra melee attack and comes with some downsides. We are totally switching that over to Miao Ying. I am going to go ahead and sit at the Turtle Gate. This may end up being the wrong decision, but pushing forward there seems foolhardy at best. Chang is the most... Let's build defenses there, because those defenses just paid off in a big way a moment ago. This army is going to need to be stronger. We're going to have to push the boundaries here, folks. We're going to need lots of troops in order to be effective. Chaos is at the gates, but our army is pretty strong at the moment, and if we can get Turtle Gate stood up, it's going to give us a significant defense. Dragon Gate is standing. Snake Gate is standing. So, I mean, our control over the Great Bastion is decent. We really need to get a hold of Wei Jin. We could make a lot of money off of that province, but it is obviously not going to be easy to take down the Blessed Dread, or whatever these guys are over here. Yeah, I think the Blessed Dread. If we can get rid of them, that'll be huge, because that'll get a big enemy out of our territory, and then we are friends with Brother. Brother seems to be succeeding. So again, that is a big win. So if we can just kind of get things shored up here, that's going to put us in a substantially powerful position. Let's just kind of see if we can keep that army small for a few turns, because that's going to minimize our... Alright, we're getting extra growth. We pointed it at the Celestial Lake. We're getting extra income, extra winds of magic. This is going to reduce the Great Bastion threat per turn, and right now it is very high. Celestial Intervention, which is like a bombardment. Let's go ahead and point it at the Great Bastion. We're getting the nice growth bonus at the moment. So, let's prepare to end our turn. Got some unassigned skill points here to our Caravan Masters. We definitely wanted to just continue to reduce his ambush chance. And then take away attrition would be good, and then cargo capacity, we'll want to do that too.
A tool of great efficiency.
Okay. Anyway, that feels pretty good. Yeah, they're replenishing now too, which is great. Our caravan is an important source of income, and we need to keep it safe. So that's why I'm increasing the ambush avoidance, because if we can keep that thing safe, it'll keep making us money, and then we'll likely get opportunities to build that army over time, which will then make it harder and harder for the enemy to destroy. And that just continues to add to our potential for income. These friends want a trade agreement. I am very inclined to take it. We want to be as friendly as we can with these factions around us. We need help standing up to the numerous threats. Yatrek and Felix are nearby, but that could be interesting to give them this army. Just for the time being, because they'd be a whole lot stronger than... Can you... I wonder if you could recruit them as heroes. That'd be great if you could just pull them in as heroes rather than having to lead the army. Right, money's good. We're building everything we can build. Research is continuing. Our army is safe at the moment. We should start dropping the Great Bastion threat here, which I hope will reduce the amount of chaos operating out there. So that should be good. As long as we can hold back the Blessed Dread for now, that would be a huge win. Pome is defended. Wing Chang is not, but it's a little further away. It would be harder for them to get at. And I do have an army near it. Not a very strong one, but it is an army.
Storm Dragon.
We're going to skip our opportunity to move. Just end another turn. Again, if we can get the Turtle Gate rebuilt, that is going to be a major win for us. It'll add garrison that helps us fight battles whenever we're pinned up against the wall. No pun intended. And it'll keep chaos from just waltzing right through. And then the stronger we build it, like I said, as we build up buildings there, we can put whole armies in it and pay almost no upkeep for those armies, which makes the Great Bastion near impenetrable once you get to that point. Now, it takes some time, takes some investment, but it is time and investment well worth it. There is a force of chaos right outside. I do not want them to be able to get some reinforcements and come get us, so I'm considering, like, I think I'm going to waltz out and kill them, and then walk back in
Favored daughter.
the Snake Gate, because I don't want them to come up and siege me and slow things down, and then potentially have a reinforcing army show up. So let's go bushwhack these guys, or chase them off, one of the two. They do want to fight, so let's go ahead and fight this one, and this will be a good place to end the episode when we finish. Okay, y'all are going to get to witness the true power of Cathay crossbowmen here, because now we have a proper skirmish line, and it is going to deal some unholy death all over these Norskin wannabes. And I'm looking forward to it. The other thing that's good about having all these crossbowmen, other than the fact that their damage is considerably better than the peasants, is that they have 80 armor, 86 leadership. Now, their attack and defense is nothing special, but again, they're going to be considerably more powerful and considerably more difficult for the enemy to kill. And that's really going to be one of the main benefits, is when the enemy, runs in a charge, attacks them with something, they don't just melt like most skirmishers do. They're going to be able to hold together. They're going to be able to cause a lot of damage. Now, obviously, our best unit here is our Celestial Dragon crossbowmen. These guys even have shields. Our standard ones do not, unfortunately. But they do armor-piercing damage. And later on in the campaign, obviously, we'll want many of these in each of our armies. But yeah, you're going to watch the enemy line. And remember, that is a shielded enemy line, and it is going to well and truly melt before your eyes.
Our ancestors' decree.
I'm going to start bringing my Jade Warriors up. But I like my crossbows being able to get as many shots as possible, so that's why I had them on the leading edge there. I'm going to transform. Target down that Marauder Horseman. And I'm going to give Group 2 an AI attack order, and then I'm going to drop down immediately on the enemy leader, and I'm going to take away his armor. And then I'm going to final transmutation, right? Actually, I mistargeted that. Yeah, we missed him, just barely. That sucks. I thought I targeted it on him, but we missed him and ended up on a generic ground target, so bit of a miss there. But no big deal. Alright, the enemy army is pretty much toast. Not entirely surprising result here. I'm going to pull these Jade Warriors back towards... Oh, we're getting a little bit melted over here. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Somehow their leader is just not dying. I don't expect that to last long, though. Well, we missed him with the final transmutation, but even with that... Oh, boy, he just took a shot there. Alright, that's going to be the end of their sorcerer. This army should have routed already. It's just the difficulty keeping them in this fight. And they got a spell off right before their hero was killed, which is pretty frustrating. Okay. Alright, there we go. That's going to be the end of their leader. Let's mow him down with our crossbows real quick. Pull these Jade Warrior crossbowmen out of the way. See, it's like he's following them still. Trying to get my guys out of the way so we can really just focus him down. There we go. So now we should be able to kill their leader. Like I said, I want this army completely defunct. There we go. All right. All right, so huge victory for us there. There's no need to take the replenishment. We'll just take what little cash we can. Actually, that ends up being pretty good. That's a $2,000 bounty we just, or 2,000 gold bounty we just picked up from knocking these losers back. They did survive, but they are tattered and defeated. So they won't be able to, like, say, combine with this army or another one and give us trouble. And we didn't pay much of a price in terms of casualties, so should be good. Now, I'm just finishing up some key skills down here in the blue line. Logistician is going to get our army back up and fighting as quick as possible. I still want Lightning Strike, and then we're going to go do some other focuses on Miao Ying that will make her more powerful. But since I had access to magic through my alchemist, that's why I was able to spend some time working on other things with Miao Ying. We need to upgrade Pomei. Then let's take a look at Nangao here. So we finished this where we can now get War Tigers and Jade Lancers. So I'm going to kick out these couple of units here. And I'm going to grab, I don't know, man, the Jade Lancers. The War Tigers are going to chew stuff up a little better, but they're going to be highly unsurvivable because of their low armor. But they're going to do a lot better damage against infantry, like in a more prolonged fight, whereas the Lancers are just going to hit harder on the charge. But I don't know, man. The leadership's a whole lot lower. I'm thinking about just stacking up a couple of Lancers here. They just seem like the better unit. Not to say I won't try those War Tigers. In fact, I think I am going to try some War Tigers in this army because they probably won't cost me much upkeep. No, they're pretty low upkeep. So I am going to throw some War Tigers into this army, and that'll just add a little bit of depth there, not much. But again, that army is intended to be cheap. Let's go ahead and end that turn. And folks, that's going to be about all the time I have for this episode. Maybe, I don't know if this will end up being a really long episode, or if it will end up being 2 episodes, because I ended up recording a whole bunch all in one stint. I might break it up and upload it in 2 episodes, but I was a little behind on recording this, so I wanted to get more done. We survived some very dire times right there, so it doesn't mean the danger's over, but we accomplished a few key things here. Number 1, we stayed alive. Number 2, we defeated Lokhir, at least temporarily. We improved relations with some of the surrounding ogres, which means they hopefully won't attack me. We made some better relations with our brother, though he does still seem to be struggling.
Working with me.
How many provinces does he have? He's only got 5 settlements. He is not in great shape. He's at strength rank 95, whereas the Skaven he's fighting, Clan Eshin, is all the way up at... They only have 3 settlements, but they're at strength rank 14. So, brother needs some help. And I might send an army to go help him, see if we can find some Skaven. This other one over here, it's a little more expendable. So we could try that, though it's going to need to be a little bit better if we're going to be hunting against the Skaven. We've got one more turn to get the Turtle Gate entirely repaired, so let's take a moment to do that. We need defenses here. We'll build this up. That's going to give us access to top-tier infantry, and then that'll give us top-tier growth. So a bit of an expenditure, but one that should be well worth it in the end. And then this'll save my game. Uh-oh, what's Greasus want? Military access? He's fighting the Dissenter Lords. He's got a trade agreement with us. Don't really want Greasus to have military access. I would like him to not attack me, but at the same time, like, I can't really afford to risk a bunch of ogres running around in my territory. That seems like a bad deal. Anyway, this is going to be our turn in. Like I said, hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll be back with some more action in this campaign soon enough. I'm enjoying this one. It is going to be a challenge. Like, it is going to be a challenge. If we can get Grand Cathay secured, that's going to be a huge win, but the war is far from over at that point, because the Chaos Waste are never going to relent, and we have ogres to our south and west. So this is... Oh, look at that. The Turtle Gate is finally built, folks. It is finally built. So see, you get these different options here. Upkeep drops. Defensive supplies, growth. Obviously, it's good to put one in for growth to begin with, but then you can put this one in and start to garrison an army there, again, for very low cost. You can see you can get the cost down 65% on upkeep cost, so that is a huge bargain. We're going to go ahead and begin the work on the next tier, And I'm going to throw the growth and replenishment rate on this one, and then we'll start building up the other things here eventually. So this is good news for us. We've got our Jade Lancers too. That's going to make us substantially more survivable against Druchii missiles. And speaking of Druchii missiles, let's take a peek. Yep. Lokhir Felhard is back. I'm going to go ahead and enter an ambush stance. And it's actually not going to save right here unless I click the turn in. So I'll click the turn in, let it save, and then that's where we'll pick up on the next episode. And I will see you all there. We're still making good money, even though I've got a second army. It's not a great army, but it is an army. And I'm guessing this says Chaos Corruption is arriving here. I wonder if there's a lot of Skaven corruption there. Let's see. Skaven. There's not much Skaven corruption there. How come it quit showing it? There. There's definitely Skaven in the hills here, though it doesn't appear to be too far out of control, so we'll keep an eye on it. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you all soon with some more action in the Grand Cathay Legendary campaign with Miao Ying. See you then.